Welcome to the deep dive.
All right, let's dive in. We're going deep today, folks, exploring some seriously inspiring words from some seriously amazing women.
Oh, I love it. A deep dive. It's like we're about to uncover hidden treasures.
Exactly. And the best part, these aren't just any words we're talking about. They're all about womanhood, strength, and power.
Oh, this is going to be good.
I know, right? And you, our amazing listeners, you've handed us this incredible collection of quotes just waiting to be explored. It's going to be awesome.
It's like we're opening a time capsule filled with powerful voices, each quote giving us a peek into a different perspective, a different moment in history. I'm excited.
Me too. And you know, there's one that really jumped out at me right away. It's from Ashley Rickards.
Okay, let's hear it.
She said, "The power you have is to be the best version of yourself you can be so that you can create a better world." I don't know about you, but it hits me right in the feels.
It's powerful, isn't it?
It really is. This idea that we can actually make a real difference in the world just by focusing on our own personal growth, that's huge.
You know, and it makes you think, what does it actually mean to be the best version of ourselves? And does that even look the same for everyone?
Right. Like, what resonates with you about that idea? What does being your best self even mean to you? I mean, it's a big question.
It is a big question. And I think it's something we all struggle with, But I think at its core, it speaks to this idea that change really does start from within. Like, if we want to see a better world out there, we need to first look inward and work on becoming better versions of ourselves.
I totally agree. It's like actually saying we each have this incredible power inside us to shape not just our own lives, but the world around us too.
Exactly. It's not about sitting around waiting for someone else to fix things or for the perfect moment to come along, It's about taking charge of our own growth and using that to really make a difference, create positive change.
It's about taking action, right?
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we have the power to create the change we want to see.
100%. And you can actually see that idea echoed in so many other powerful quotes from incredible women throughout history. Like, think about Roseanne Barr.
Oh, yeah. What'd she say?
She said, "The thing women have yet to learn is nobody gives you power. You just take it." It's bold, right?
Yeah, it's a really strong statement. It might even rub some people the wrong way.
It might. But I think what she's getting at is so important. It's this idea of recognizing our own inherent worth and power, and then having the guts to claim it. It's about stepping into our full potential and not letting anyone tell us what we can or cannot do.
I love that. Not letting anyone put limits on us.
Exactly. And to me, that's so empowering to know that we have that power within ourselves. It's not about waiting for permission or seeking validation from others. It's about owning our power and using it to create the life we want and the world we want to live in.
That actually reminds me of another quote, this one from Ayn Rand.
Oh, yeah. What'd she say?
"The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me."
I love that. Like, she's saying, watch out, world. I'm coming through. Try and stop me.
I know, right? There's a real sense of determination there. And you know what? It ties back so beautifully to what Ashley Rickards was saying about becoming the best version of yourself.
Totally. It's that same energy, that same drive to go after what you want. It's not about asking for permission. It's about knowing your worth and making it happen.
I'm really feeling this idea of self-determination.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that change starts from within, right?
I did.
And that makes me think of Diane Marie Child's quote, "A woman is the full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform." Isn't that just beautifully said?
Oh, it really is.
And it really speaks to this incredible power that we as women hold, this power to shape and change not just ourselves, but the world around us.
It's interesting, right, how that quote highlights both the internal and external sides of transformation. Like, it's recognizing that we have this power within us to create, to nurture, to bring about change. And then it's about taking that power and using it to shape the world around us. It goes both ways.
So how do you think that idea of transformation plays out in Ashley Rickards' quote? It seems super relevant to what we're talking about.
Oh, I think it's at the very heart of it. By working towards becoming the best versions of ourselves, we're essentially engaging in this constant process of transformation. And then as we change and grow, we inevitably transform the world around us too.
Whoa, that's like some butterfly effect stuff.
Exactly. It's a ripple effect. Our personal growth can actually inspire others to do the same. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
I love that, the ripple effect. It makes me think about Malala Yousafzai. She said, "I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard." Think about it. She took her own experience and turned it into this global movement for girls' education. It's amazing. It's like proof that one person's journey can inspire and empower so many
Oh,
others.
absolutely. It's incredibly inspiring, and it reminds us that transformation, real change, it doesn't always come easy. There will be challenges, roadblocks, setbacks along the way.
You know, it makes you think about how we define strength. What does it really mean to be a strong woman?
It's a good question.
It's not just about physical strength, right? It's about resilience. It's about the ability to overcome challenges and come out stronger on the other side.
100%. And you can see that reflected in quotes from so many other women who have faced incredible adversity and emerged even stronger. They didn't let those challenges break them. They used them as fuel to grow and become even more resilient.
It's about how we navigate the tough times. And it's about recognizing that we have that strength within us to overcome whatever obstacles we encounter.
I love that. And it's a journey, right? It's not always easy, but it's so worth it.
And you know what? It's almost like Ashley Rickards in that one quote. She's giving us this blueprint for how to tap into that inner strength and use it to actually make a difference in the world. It's pretty amazing.
I think you're spot on. It's about recognizing our own power, embracing our capacity for transformation, and then channeling that into something bigger than ourselves.
Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling so inspired right now. I think we need to take a moment, let all these amazing ideas sink in.
Agreed.
We've got so much more to explore, so many more powerful quotes to unpack, and I can't wait to see how they connect to your life and experiences. We'll be right back.
Sounds good. Okay, so I've been thinking about something. You know how we've been talking about personal power and transformation and all that? Well, it's fascinating how it all connects back to this bigger question of how society views women, societal perceptions and all that.
Oh, for sure. Like how the world sees our strength and how we see it ourselves.
Exactly. And, I was thinking about this quote from G.D. Anderson. "Feminism isn't about making women stronger," she said. "Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength."
Oh, I love that quote. It's so true. It's not about us having to prove ourselves, It's about demanding that the world finally sees and recognizes the strength we already have.
Right. And it makes you think about all those times, all those moments when women have been told to be quiet, to shrink themselves, to be less assertive. It's crazy.
It's like there's this unspoken rule book for how women are supposed to behave.
Totally. And it's so ingrained in our culture that we sometimes internalize it without even realizing it.
It's wild, isn't it? Like we start to believe those limiting beliefs about ourselves.
Yeah, it can be a real struggle to break free from those expectations. But that's why quotes like Laurel Thatcher Ulrich's "well-behaved women seldom make history" are so important.
Oh my gosh, I love that quote. It's so empowering.
It is, isn't it? It's like she's giving us permission to be bold, to raise our voices, to shake things up a little bit.
Yes, and it totally ties back to what Ashley Rickards was saying about being the best version of yourself. It's like, what if being our best selves actually means challenging those norms and refusing to be boxed in by those expectations?
I think you're totally right. And you know what? That can look different for everyone. Like for some, it might mean going after a career that's typically been dominated by men.
Right. Or for others, it might be speaking out against injustice or just flat out refusing to conform to those narrow definitions of beauty or femininity that society throws at us.
Exactly. It's about defining those things for ourselves on our own terms. And it's really important. It's not just about our individual actions. It's about supporting each other through all of it.
Oh, 100%. We need to have each other's backs.
Totally. I love that quote from Amy Tenney. She talked about the need for women who lift and build others. And I think that's so powerful.
It's about sisterhood, right?
Right.
About creating this network of support where women empower and inspire each other to reach their full potential.
Absolutely. It's like we're stronger together. Like when we lift each other up, we create this rising tide that lifts all boats.
I love that image. It's a rising tide. It's like we all benefit from each other's successes.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that our wins are interconnected and that we can achieve so much more when we work together,
Okay, so we've talked a lot about strength and resilience.
have.
And it makes me think of this incredibly powerful quote from Maya Angelou. She said, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." It's amazing. It's a reminder that even when things get tough, we always have the power to choose how we respond.
And that choice, how we respond, it's so crucial. It's about refusing to let our circumstances or the actions of others define us. It's about taking back our own narratives and choosing to focus on our growth and resilience.
So then how do we define success? You know, is it just about those outward achievements or is there something more to it?
Good question.
Because I was thinking about this quote from Anne Sweeney. She said, define success on your own terms, achieve it by your own rules, and build a life you're proud to live.
Oh, that's great. It's like she's giving us permission to create our own definition of what it means to truly live a fulfilling life.
And that's so important, especially in today's world where we're constantly bombarded with messages about what success should look like.
So overwhelming sometimes, right?
Totally. So yeah, it's about tuning out all that noise and getting crystal clear on what actually matters to us, what we truly value, and then having the guts to go after that, even if it looks different from what everyone else expects.
I couldn't agree more. And it might not always be easy. There might be times when you face criticism or judgment for choosing a different path.
But that's where the real strength comes in, right?
Exactly. It's about having the courage to be true to yourself, even when it's hard.
It strikes me that this whole idea of defining success on your own terms, it's so in line with what Ashley Rickards was saying about becoming the best version of yourself.
Oh, totally.
It's about recognizing that we each have this unique path. And true fulfillment comes from aligning our actions with our values and what we truly want in life.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. We each have to figure out what success means for us and then go after it with everything we've got.
Okay, but what about those times when we feel like we're not being heard? When our voices are being silenced or dismissed?
Oof, that's tough. But you know what? That's when it becomes even more crucial to speak up, to use our voices to make sure we're heard.
Even when it's scary.
Especially when it's scary. Remember Madeleine Albright? She said, "It took me quite a long time to develop a voice, and now that I have it, I am not going to be silent." She understood the power of using your voice, especially for those who have been marginalized or silenced.
Oh, yeah. That's such a powerful statement.
Right.
And it makes you think about all the women throughout history who fought so hard for the right to be heard, to have their voices recognized, their experiences acknowledged.
Absolutely. And it's a fight that continues today in many ways. It's a reminder that our voices are so important, and we can't be afraid to use them to speak our truth, to advocate for ourselves and for others, and to really push for a more just and equitable world.
Okay, but what about celebrating our accomplishments?
Oh, that's huge. We have to celebrate our wins.
Right. It's not just about speaking out against injustice. It's also about recognizing and celebrating the incredible things we've accomplished.
Exactly. It's about owning our power and refusing to let anyone dim our light.
Yes. And it's about recognizing that each and every one of us has something unique and valuable to offer the world.
You got it. We all have our gifts.
And it's about having the courage to share those gifts with the world, to let our voices be heard, to make a real impact.
I love that. And it's funny how this conversation keeps coming back to Ashley Rickards and her quote about being the best version of yourself. It's like her words capture so many of these other ideas we've been talking about: personal power, transformation, resilience, using your voice, defining success on your own terms. It's all connected.
Isn't it amazing? It's like her quote is this thread that weaves together all these different aspects, what it means to be a woman and to feel empowered in a world that doesn't always make it easy. And it's a reminder that while our journeys might look different, we're all connected by this shared desire to live authentically, to make a difference, and to become the best versions of ourselves.
Beautifully said. And you know what? It makes me wonder, what does being the best version of yourself actually look like for you? What are some of the ways you're working towards creating a better world, both for yourself and for those around you?
That is such a great question. It really is something we should all be asking ourselves. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery and growth, and it's a journey we're all on together.
Okay, so we've talked about so many powerful ideas, but one thing that keeps coming back to me is this whole idea of boldness. Like, what does it actually mean to be a bold woman in today's world? It's a big question.
Oh, it really is. I think boldness, though, it can take so many different forms. It can be about having the courage to speak your truth, even when you know it might not be popular.
Right, not being afraid to stand out.
Exactly. Or it can be about taking risks, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, chasing those big dreams, even when fear creeps in.
It's like not letting fear hold you back.
Exactly.
And it makes me think of Beyonce.
Oh, Queen Bey. Always inspiring. I know, right? She said, We need to reshape our own perception of how we view ourselves. We have to step up as women and take the lead.
It's such a powerful message.
It is, and I think she's talking about more than just leadership in the traditional sense. She's talking about taking the lead in our own lives and our communities in the world.
I totally agree. And that takes courage. Like Maya Angelou said, courage was the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently.
Whoa.
Right. It takes real courage to be bold, to stand up for what you believe in, to challenge the way things are, to actually create change. And sometimes being bold, it means just being yourself, unapologetically you.
I love that. Being unapologetically you.
Like there's this quote, I don't know who said it, but it goes, "I'm tough, I'm ambitious, and I know exactly what I want. If that makes me a bitch, okay." It's bold, it's real. It's about owning your power and refusing to apologize for it.
That's so good. It's about rejecting those labels that society tries to stick on women, especially when we're assertive or ambitious.
Right, like we're not supposed to be those things, please.
Exactly. It's about embracing every part of who we are, complexities and all, and not letting anyone put us in a box.
And I think that's what real boldness is all about. It's about defining success on your own terms, like Anne Sweeney said. Building a life that you're truly proud of, a life that feels authentic to you.
You know, it's funny. It all keeps coming back to Ashley Rickards and her quote about being the best version of yourself. It's like it all fits together.
It does, doesn't it?
Like being bold, it's not about trying to fit into someone else's mold. It's about living a life that's true to you and pursuing what really lights you up inside.
I think that's such a beautiful way to put it. True boldness comes from aligning your actions with your values, with what you truly aspire to be. It's about having the guts to be yourself, even when it's hard, even when people don't get it.
It's about standing firm in who you are. So to wrap things up, I think it's about using your voice to speak your truth, like Madeleine Albright did. It's about taking action to make things happen. And it's about lifting each other up, creating this amazing network of strong, supportive women.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and together we can create a world where every woman feels empowered to be her bold, authentic self.
And that's a world I want to live in. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey of exploring these amazing women and their powerful words.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into a world of inspiration and ideas. Until then, keep being bold, keep shining bright, and keep those conversations going.
We rise from the shadows and dance in the light, unlocking our power, igniting the night. In this deep dive we find strength in our voice, every woman a leader with dreams and a choice. Stand tall and proud, we're breaking the mold, with hearts full of fire, our stories get told. Together we soar on wings wide and free. The deep dive calls to you, come join and you'll see. With passion we conquer, each mountain we climb, an unstoppable force in rhythm and rhyme. In this podcast we shine like stars on the rise, uniting our spirits, breaking the ties. Stand tall and proud, we're breaking the mold, with hearts full of fire, our stories get told. Together we soar on wings wide and free. The deep dive calls to you, come join and we'll see. Come join and see. With passion we conquer, each mountain we climb, an unstoppable force in rhythm and rhyme. In this podcast we shine like stars on the rise, uniting our spirits, breaking the ties. Stand tall and proud, we're breaking the mold, with hearts full of fire, our stories get told. Together we soar on wings